What if the single biggest piece of advice you've heard about failure is a complete lie? You know the one. It's plastered on posters, shared in motivational speeches, repeated by everyone. They say, hit rock bottom? Good. The only way is up. What if that's not just misleading, it's dangerous? Because the lie they tell you about rock bottom is this: that it's a solid foundation. That it's the end of the fall. That it's the worst thing that can happen, so now you're safe. But that's a fantasy. And if you believe it, you will stay stuck right there, at the bottom, for far longer than you ever need to be. Today, we're exposing that lie and replacing it with the raw, uncomfortable, but incredibly powerful truth. Think about it. You've been knocked down. Maybe it's a career crash, a relationship ending, a financial hole, a loss of hope. It feels absolute. You tell yourself, okay, this is it. I can't fall any further. And in that moment, there's a strange, sick comfort. The pain is so familiar it almost feels like home. That right there, that feeling, is the trap. Rock bottom is not a solid floor. It's quicksand. The lie makes you passive. It makes you wait for the universe to lift you back up. I've hit bottom, so now things have to get better, right? Wrong. Things don't have to do anything. Rock bottom, if you believe the lie, becomes a place you decorate. You get used to the shadows. You learn the contours of your misery. You build a little life down there. And that is the greatest risk of all, not the fall, but the decision to set up camp. So let's break down the truth. First, rock bottom isn't a place, it's a decision. When you say, I've hit rock bottom, what you're really describing is the moment you choose to stop accepting further decline. It's not when the world stops kicking you. It's when you finally decide to stop lying down. Someone else might have fallen further, but you decided, no more. That's a powerful shift. It moves you from being a victim of circumstance to being the one who draws the line. The bottom isn't found, it's declared. Second, the purpose of the bottom isn't to launch you, it's to show you what's real. When everything is stripped away, the status, the money, the approval, the distractions, what's left? That raw, unedited version of you. That's the only thing that's real. All the fluff is gone. The bottom forces a brutal, non-negotiable honesty. You see your bad decisions with clear eyes. You see who's really there for you. You see the weak foundations you built your life on. This isn't pleasant, but this clarity is a gift. It's the blueprint. You can't rebuild on a fantasy. The bottom gives you the truth to build on. So the critical question, the only question that matters when you're in that darkness is not, have I hit bottom? It's this: am I willing to stop digging? Because very often, at that first ledge, we're still holding the shovel. We're digging with blame. We're digging with self-pity. We're digging by replaying the past, by isolating ourselves, by numbing out, by repeating the same small, destructive choices that got us here in the first place. The lie makes you look at the hole and say, well, I'm here. The truth forces you to look at your own hands and ask, why am I still holding this? This is where you stop falling. Not because you hit a magical floor, but because you finally let go of the shovel. You finally stop adding to the pain. You surrender not to defeat, but to reality. You accept the complete picture of where you are and how you got there, without the filter of the fairy tale or the filter of the nightmare. Just the facts. And from that place of boring, painful, honest reality, that's where you can place the first true brick. Not on the quicksand of, this is the worst, but on the solid ground of, this is what is. The final, most brutal extension of the lie is this: we don't get one rock bottom. We get a series of them. And each one is designed to teach us a lesson we refuse to learn on the easier floors above. The universe, or life, or your own psyche, it doesn't just want you to fall. It wants you to learn. And if you don't learn the lesson the first time, it will kindly, relentlessly, remove the floor beneath you again. And again. Until you finally listen. You hit what you think is the bottom because of a failed business. You claw your way out, bruised but wiser. But if all you learned was, business is hard, you missed it. If you didn't learn the deeper lesson, perhaps about your own arrogance, or your fear of delegation, or your worth being tied to money, life will find another way to teach you. Maybe through a relationship where you're taken advantage of. Maybe through a health scare from the stress. The context changes, but the core lesson echoes. That's the second bottom. The third, each one feels like the deepest, until the next one arrives. Here's how you break the cycle. You must find the thread. The common denominator in all your falls. It's never the external circumstance, the job, the person, the money. It's always the internal software that chose it, tolerated it, or crumbled because of it. It's your need for approval, your inability to set boundaries, your fear of true success, your addiction to chaos, your belief that you must earn love through suffering. Find the thread, pull it, the entire tapestry of your pain will start to unravel. When you finally learn the core lesson, something shifts. The bottoms don't disappear, you're human, you will still face defeat, but they change. They become softer. They become respectful. It's as if life sees you've finally understood the assignment, and it no longer needs to use a sledgehammer to get your attention. A whisper will do. A stumble, not a collapse. The falls become shorter, the recovery quicker, because you're not starting from scratch each time. You're building on the foundation of the last lesson. And then it happens. You slip. Not a catastrophic fall, not a collapse back to the very bottom, but a slip, a missed brick, a day where the old pain feels fresh, a moment of doubt so profound it takes your breath away. You lose your temper, you skip the workout, you scroll mindlessly for hours, you entertain that toxic thought. The shame rushes in, hot and familiar, and the whisper in your head says, "See? You haven't changed at all. You're the same person. You're just pretending. You're still down there. This is the final boss. This is the shadow of the bottom." Here is the ultimate, non-negotiable truth. The climb is not a straight line. It is a spiral. You will circle back over the same old wounds, the same fears, but each time from a slightly higher vantage point. The slip is not evidence of failure. It is a data point. It is the universe checking to see if you will now respond differently with the same old trigger. The climb was never about reaching a place where the shadow disappears. It was about growing so strong, so steady, that your shadow can no longer reach you. Keep building. The ghost is just proof of how far you've already come. It can only haunt the person you were. It's powerless against the person you are becoming. If this hit home, I want you to do something right now. In the comments, finish this sentence. One small brick I can lay today is. Just name one tiny, actionable thing. Put it out there. Let's build momentum together. If this video gave you a new perspective, smash the like button. It helps more people find this truth. And subscribe, because every week, we break down the lies that hold you back and replace them with the psychology that propels you forward. Your comeback starts now.